Hi, I am Dr. Schnurr and I work for BJC Medical Group. I am a primary care physician and my office is at Mid Rivers Mall Drive in 94. I am here to teach you a little bit, to show you about healthy eating, and we're going to prepare a recipe. Actually, this recipe is an original recipe from Ecuador. It's called Ceviche, and it's done in different other countries, especially in South America, but each country has its unique recipe. The way that we prepare this recipe is the following. First of all, we're going to need 1 pound of shrimp, uncooked shrimp, 1 onion, 4 ripe tomatoes, 2 limes, 2 lemons, 1 orange, some cilantro, and some green onions. As you see, most of the things that I have here, if you see this, is more colored in. So that is about healthy eating. If you can see color in your plate, so then you're eating healthier than if you don't. What it means, your veggies should be on your plate. You know, your salad is what you should eat every day. So that is very important. This recipe is more for summer, so it's kind of a soup, like a cold soup, that you can eat it that way. Besides what I told you that we need, we're going to need some garlic, some salt, some pepper, and a little bit of cumin. So why do I like this recipe? Especially because it has a lot of tomatoes on it. You want to make kind of a tomato sauce. You chop the tomatoes, but you also want to cook the tomatoes and blend them, and then you make like a tomato sauce for the recipe. Do you know that tomatoes have 31,000 genes, which is 7,000 more genes that a human being has? And that is so important that you eat healthy. So those are good source of antioxidants and vitamins. Let's start. The first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to chop the tomatoes. I already washed them, so we're going to go ahead and chop them. Okay. Obviously, as you see, I am not a chef. I am not a person that has been trained in cooking. We just cook for fun and cook for at home. I like to eat healthy and make recipes for my family. Okay. So here we go. So we have some of the tomatoes here. Those two we're going to put in fat, and we need to put some water in here and cook them. Okay. We'll do that in a little bit. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chop the onions. Okay. Obviously you have to peel the first part of the onion, the first layer. And the way that I like in the onions is like little layers this way. For the onions, what are we going to do is put them in some water with salt, as I did already with those over here. So as you can see, I already prepared those earlier and I have some onions already made. So, but we put some hot water with salt and a little lemon, so the onion taste is not too strong when you mix with the rest of the ingredients. Okay. We're also going to chop the green onions. Okay. And those are already washed, so I'm going to make them just very little ones. I already chopped some early this morning, so I'm going to put that in this container here. All right, perfect. Next, we're going to cut the cilantro. We're going to chop the cilantro, and this is already washed. And as I said, what I like is just the little leaves. In South America, they use a lot of cilantro in dishes, so this is one of the components of this dish that is always present. But if you do not like cilantro here for the American taste, what you can do is use some parsley. actually. You can put just a little bit of cilantro and use more parsley, okay? Let's continue chopping. What were we talking about healthy eating? We are what we eat. If you remember that, it's very important because everything that you eat, it will metabolize in your body and will give you energy. So if you eat foods that give you too much energy, such as fried food, obviously that is going to storage in your body. You will gain weight. But if you eat food that has a lot of vitamins and proteins, such as the shrimp and all these vegetables, well, you will have the calories that you need for your body, but you will not have too many to storage, okay? So once we chop the cilantro, now what we're going to do is we're going to go with the juices, okay? So we use 2 lime juices and 2 lemon juices and 1 orange, okay? What the orange does, just give you a little bit of sweet taste to the recipe, okay? So we're going to get the juice of the limes and put it in there. There we go. Okay, and 1 orange. If you like the recipe to be a little sweeter, you can actually do a little more of orange juice, and that will be perfectly okay. It's how you like. So we're done with the juices and chopping. The next step that we're going to do is cook the shrimp. As you can see, this is the color that the shrimp is becoming, and we just said just 2 minutes, and the shrimp is pretty much done. We put just a little bit of salt and garlic on this, okay? So we're going to put the shrimp aside to get cool off a little bit, and the tomatoes, you boil them until they get very soft and start peeling off the skin. Once that happens, let's see, this one is already in that process. Once that happens, we are going to take them to the blender and we're going to blend them, okay? And make pretty much like a tomato sauce. And the last step, after we have everything chopped and the shrimp cooked, and this is the tomato sauce when I cook the tomatoes and blend them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mix everything together, okay? As you see, you don't need to strain the shrimp. We can use some of the juice. Actually, it's good that you put some of the juice from the shrimp because it gives a better flavor, okay? Let's put all the shrimp in there. Now I'm going to pour the tomato juice. Perfect. And we're going to mix all of this together. Now we're going to put 1 teaspoon of salt, a little bit of salt in there, okay. 1/4 of a spoon of pepper, just to be a little bit spicy in there. And in the cumin, which I just do this and spurs a little bit of cumin in there. Perfect. And the last thing is the olive oil. A little bit of olive oil in there. And that's pretty much it. We're going to mix this together. And that is how I prepare a healthy meal for my family, and I encourage you to go and make an appointment with your primary care physician and talk about healthy eating.